Well, hi everybody. Janet Steiner here with the Fox Island Magazine. As you've seen, we've been posting some fun kind of mini interview chats with local business owners that do awesome work and also support the monthly Fox Island Magazine. And I'm super excited today to be chatting with two of some of my favorite people, and that's Courtney and Jim Dignam, owners of Fox Island Brewery. Hi.
Hi. Hey.
Hi, you guys. Hey, can we start off? First, I want to say, I don't know if you're ready, but cheers.
Cheers.
Oh. We can't have a discussion with Fox Island Brewery without a beer, right? Full disclosure, this is not your beer, so I'm bummed about that. We're gonna have to work out. I'm gonna need a delivery soon, but anyway, hey, can you guys talk to us? People maybe that don't know. Tell us the story of Fox Island Brewery, how kind of it all came to fruition, and what you've built up to this point with this business.
Sure. I'll give you 30 years of history in 3 minutes, probably. I was, born and raised here in the Northwest. Was perfectly happy living here in the Northwest, and then this beautiful blonde came to visit Port Angeles one day, and I fell in love and chased her down to California, convinced her to marry me, and then eventually convinced her to move back here to the Northwest. But when I moved down there originally, she was from Chico, California, and it was 1980, and Sierra Nevada was just getting off the ground, and the people were kind of starting to get interested in home brewing and garage brewing, and I was kind of interested in that same scene along with Ken Grossman, guys that started Sierra Nevada, and that kind of started my interest. Then when we moved back up here in the early 90s, I lived next door to a guy who was also interested in it, and that got us going even more and more. And then now we fast forward, the kids are getting older. We were looking for a better school district. Peninsula School District was ranked one of the best in the state and had a great special needs program for our son Dylan. And we found a place here on Fox Island. We built this house here 16 years ago, and I kept brewing along the way. 7 Seas opened up. That created that passion even more. We got together with a bunch of like-minded home brewing kind of folks, and we came up with a little home brewing club. And I started brewing more and more and more on bigger and bigger systems. And then lo and behold, Dwayne Herzog opened up Zog, and he and Andrew tried to find a way to have me brew beer down there. That didn't work, but they convinced me to find a way to go professional and sell beer to them. And my passion hobby became a profession about a year after Zogs opened up, or about, that summer Zogs opened up.
2014.
Yep. And that kind of started it. Zogs was my only customer for the longest time, and then we started getting requests from other places. And we started putting our beer in other bars and restaurants around town. And eventually, an opportunity came along in Gig Harbor at the driving range, as you know, and we opened up our own tap room and little eatery there and ran that for 2 years. And actually, what's turned into a godsend, a blessing in disguise, Penn Met bought that property, closed us down in December of this year, and we've luckily now missed all the shutdown that the rest of my brother and sister small breweries are having to weather through right now. So we don't have the expense of that tap room, but we are still brewing here, and we're
still
ready.
Selling beer.
And Courtney's still selling out to a bar or restaurant that may want to take it during these times, and then a lot of home taken in this COVID-19 situation to go buy their own kegerators, and we're selling a lot of beer to homeowners now.
Really? See that? Okay, that's so cool. That one thing I wanted to touch on. So speaking of COVID-19, what are ways that people can, get your beer right now? I mean, can people reach out directly?
Yeah, they can reach out directly to me, Janet. I can sell them a keg. And I can shoot you over my contact information if you want to put it with this post. But happy to sell people kegs. We have a tap currently out at Doug's. They've got the the IPA, as well as Kimball Coffee has our Red Rider still, and they're not open, but they are doing meetups for people that want to do growler fills and things like that. So they're trying to work with their situation and are still able to meet people if they want to go get a growler fill of Red Rider. So that's pretty neat to know.
More So also carries the beer, but it's shut down right now, but they're getting ready. I just talked to Trish the other day, and they're getting ready to do something here, and we're working on a deal to with some growler fill stuff going on there. So there'll be some good news coming out down the road. But Courtney, what's your email address for Brewing?
foxislandbrewing.courtney@gmail.com. That's the easiest and best way to get a hold of me if you want to order a keg.
Okay, perfect. We'll make sure that email is in the content of this.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds great.
Because I'm sure there are other people like me wondering, how they can make those orders during the
for sure.
And then, also with COVID-19, I mean, aside from the business side, how's the family? How are you guys doing? Quarantined? Are you guys, nobody's killed each other yet? Like, we're all.
We're actually doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We as a family love each other a lot, so to be just around each other all the time is actually not too terrible. Like, I actually joked around about doing that, but at the same time, I love my family. I take care of my brother, so I'm around him all the time anyways, but to have my mom and dad home to be able to spend time with too has been super awesome.
And as you know, Janet, and maybe some of the people here on the island that know us know, Dylan is the king of social distancing. He doesn't like to be around people anyway. So he's perfectly happy having us all home with him.
Yeah.
I still am moving around a little bit with my wife, what my wife calls my real job. Besides the brewery as a passion, I'm a regional manager for a company called Cedar Grove Composting. We sell organic soils, and that job continues on. So I'm very careful when I'm out doing my job. I'm using all the social distancing tools that are available, and I make sure that I do that very safely because I have a immune suppressed son that I have to make sure I don't bring anything home to. But it's been good. We've a lot of binge watching on Netflix, and Courtney got us the Disney Plus channel, so we've been spending a lot of time catching up on stuff that everybody else has been watching for a while.
Yeah, Dylan and I did a Toy Story marathon yesterday and got through Toy Story 1, 2, and 3.
Really? All in one day?
Yeah, so it was fun.
Okay, here's a question then. What's your favorite thing for people looking for something to binge right now? What's your favorite thing that you recently binged?
Right now, we are totally into The Crown on Netflix. The story of Queen Elizabeth. So
I've heard that's awesome.
It's a great series.
And I have too many to pick. Like I've already been through like 6 or 7 different shows.
Yeah, we did The Mandalorian first. We watched all of those, and now we're going through The Crown.
So.
Nice. Okay, and did you watch Tiger King?
I have not yet.
Have no desire to watch it.
You got to.
I know.
You might be smart to not do that. Okay, awesome. All right, I'm going to finish off here with just kind of a fun question for you. So, would you be willing to share with us anything, maybe something that most people don't know about both of you? And I'm asking each separately, of course, but maybe a hidden silly talent or a fun fact or an embarrassing moment or something like that.
I've got lots on this guy, and I'm never going to expose myself. So I'll just go with the talent that I have. And it's that I'm actually fluent in American Sign Language. I use it one Sunday a month in our church when we're normally meeting, and I've kind of kept that up through doing our virtual church meetings as I'll post myself doing the worship music, which is what I would normally sign. And then I actually have, because I take care of people with disabilities like my brother, and I did that down when I lived in Oregon. And I actually have a contact in Oregon that still has been making regular contact and signing with me through this time since she lives with people in her house that aren't as fluent. So It's been
Awesome.
it's just been a fun way to use my talent and my skill.
And I've seen some of your posts through Harbor Covenant Kids, right?
Yeah. I did the memory verse for this last Sunday.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And she doesn't like to boast too much about herself, but this kid is so selfless. I mean, besides working 40 to 60 hours a week caring for her brother, which is a lot of work, she also does her thing at the church with her sign language, but also does a Table of Grace deal at church where they reach out to underprivileged folks over in the Tacoma area and help them get food and that type of stuff. She's works with Best Buddies, which is a program for special needs, the Special Olympics. She's tirelessly looking. And then here on the island, just offering and doing grocery shopping and medicine shopping and those type of things for people. She's a much better person than I am, and my wife did a great job instilling that into her.
I had to learn it from somewhere. It was him and my mom.
I'm sure she got all of that giving nature from both you and Terry. So you can't sell yourself short there.
Thanks, Janet. I agree.
and for me, there's probably too many stories, and most of them my wife hits me when I start to tell them. But I can tell you that I'm surrounded by some great women. My wife has taught me everything I need to know about business. When I first started in the business world, she was a district manager. She was my sugar mama. She made all the money. She had all the upward profile. She was going to be the next vice president of her company. And she made a decision when our third child was coming that she wanted to stay home and take care of the kids for a while. And she gave up her career and forced me to grow up quickly and get a career. And she coached me through the first several years of my career, taught me how to write reviews, taught me how to evaluate people, taught me how to merchandise. And she has been absolutely wonderful. But when we first met, I showed up at her door to take her out, and she opened the door and looked at me up and down and just started laughing. And then I said, "What?" She goes, "Who dressed you?"
So that's not a skill that he has.
And apparently dressing myself to look somewhat up to date, I guess, is not one of my skills. And I was sporting a world-class mullet at the time too. So.
Oh, nice.
Billy Ray Cyrus style, business front, party in the back, blonde. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
That's hilarious. I'm sure
there's a picture too somewhere.
Not as bad as the early pictures of Gene Sievers and his hair, though. Ha, Gene.
Oh yeah, something like that. Oh, that was so funny. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing all of this. And Courtney, thank you so much for all the people that you've been helping and reaching out to in the community and the church. We're watching, we're paying attention. I hope you feel that as a community, people really appreciate that. And you guys, we can't wait till things open up and we can go places and have your beer. But for now, anybody watching, if you, it sounds like you can get kegs and growler fills. We'll put information here in this post on how to do that. And everybody have a nice rest of your afternoon.
And your cat's finding something good to eat on the counter there.
Yeah, she is. And you know what? We forgot, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Island Brewery. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's a pretty good beer, though.